Welcome to the Senior Design Project Load Profiles of Customer Classes and Feeder Voltage Profiles sponsored by Duke Energy. The team's goal was to improve customer load schedules and utilize a machine learning algorithm to detect the presence of electric vehicles and solar panels. The team was to analyze DMS load schedules and was in collaboration with Duke Energy to find where improvements can be made. Finally, the team used Python to develop our BTM detection tool. These improvements will allow Duke Energy to enhance load modeling that will increase efficiency and power distribution.
In order to access and filter data from the various files to be analyzed, the user will utilize a graphical user interface, or GUI. When creating the GUI, a generalized concept of operations was kept in mind. Selection from user input, generation of data from processes and gathered data files, and visualization of data after each process is complete. As such, the user will interact with thousands of lines of code through a simple interface. The GUI itself is split into three unique portions. Part 1 allows for the user to decide which files they would like to input for analysis by selecting them from a local directory with a file explorer, along with typing in whichever feeder they wish to load data for. Part 2 presents various options that, when selected, will access further functionality within the backend scripts. Finally, Part 3 allows for feeder profile plots to be viewed based on the feeder being tested and user input for season and date type.
The file generation functions portion of the GUI can be broken down into three main parts: improved load modeling, machine learning BTM detection, and detailed reports. The first two functions allow the user to generate new customer load schedules as well as create a new universal scaling factor for the original schedules. The export detected PV/EV function allows for the user to create an Excel sheet showcasing the PV and EV present on the selected feeder and season date type. The last two functions allow for the user to select the generation of two reports detailing the errors in magnitude and profile shape for both the original and improved load schedules for the selected feeder.
Using customer meter measurements, an algorithm was developed that outputs improved load schedules for different combinations of load category, season, and day type, with the goal of improving the modeling of the load characteristics. To validate the method, a training set was used to develop improved schedules, which were then tested on an unbiased data set unrelated to the training data. In aggregating the load profiles across a distribution feeder, as is shown in the figure, the improved profile in green is noted to follow the actual meter measurements in yellow more closely than the original profile in red. As indicated in the table, results were produced that quantitatively improved on the original load schedules across all seasons for both weekends and weekdays.
For the machine learning behind the meter load detection tool, a synthetic dataset with EV and PV loads was used to train the detection model. This model was run against meter profiles across each season and day type. The plot on top is a residential customer for which the model detected an EV load. Analyzing this load profile, the peak in kilowatt hours could be indicative of an electric vehicle being charged. The lower plot is a load profile for which a PV system was detected. The plot resembles the drop in kilowatt hours during peak sunlight that could indicate the activation of a PV array. Tracking the consistency of detection across the year provided increased confidence that the profiles detected were being correctly classified.